What I'm basically going to say is the little speech I spoke at my dad's eulogy. I was one of four, so I've had a couple of people ask me what I wrote, so I figured I would just say it. Alright, here it is. Peter George Mallon. Who is he? To some, he's been a friend, and to others, he's been a mentor. To some, he's been a brother. He's been a coach to many young, incredible men, all of whom I know he was proud of. For me, he was an amazing individual I was lucky enough to call Dad. I can't tell you who Peter the friend or Peter the brother was, but who was Peter the dad? My dad was my idol. He was the one I looked up to ever since I was little, and I have always been and will always be a daddy's girl. Growing up, I didn't see my dad too often, maybe once or twice a month, but throughout my childhood, I always looked to him for guidance and comfort. He had always been the cool parent. No offense, Mom. We shared a lot of the same interests, especially sports, and that only brought us closer. He always encouraged me to pursue sports and challenged me to do my best. He would help me practice, and the grin he had on his face while helping me was more meaningful than any game won because of it. His passion and attitude towards sports is what inspired me to do the same with my own life. And he's the reason he had always made me feel as though I could touch the stars. And he's the reason I had the confidence to play softball, my now favorite sport. As a coach, my dad is portrayed as a tougher person. So who would think that he actually loved musicals? Believe it or not, his favorite movie was High School Musical. Definitely not what I expected when I first moved in. Another of his favorite movies is Rudy. We would watch that movie every year in the fall, and for anyone who's watched that movie, you know the stories about never giving up. My dad never gave up either. When he would tell me he was going to do something and I would tell him not to because he wouldn't be able to, he'd get this look in his eye and he'd reply with, "I'm going to be like Rudy." He never gave up, not even in his final days. He was also a bit of a goofball, and he would act silly if it meant making me smile. So for Halloween in grade 9, I dressed up as a hippie, and before I left, my dad put on these pink John Lennon glasses and these massive pink peace sign earrings and just stood there grinning as I took pictures. He's a goofball. He was the best dad I could have asked for. Caring, funny, understanding, open, protective, and loving. There's a quote I will always keep close to me from now on because of him. Peter taught me everything. About life, hope, and the long journey ahead. I'll always miss him, but his love is like the wind. I can't see it, but I can feel it. He showed me how to make memories. Not all of them good, but memories nonetheless. He's gone now, but he will remain forever in my heart. He changed my life, and though I'm never going to physically have him to walk me down the aisle, I know he'll be looking down at me smiling. He and my song was Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, and it's my biggest hope that someday I'll be a reflection of him. I love you, Dad. Always have, always will. Never stopped, never will.